up. Audio. We do it again, my friend. I'm gonna put this station on the test on the side. Tell my homies it's a good time, gang. I did say howdy, 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 howdy. Ain't nobody fit. That's what he said. That's what he said. He said ain't nobody business. Well, but scrap iron, hear your radio. Scrap iron, cold, Great Lakes gone.
This is a customer's Tram D201 23 channel circuit board. Just trying to get them all lined up and out the way. So this is another one done. Main problem is it had basically almost no receive. Receive was almost dead. And not gonna mention no names, but it was a big boys radio, and these big boys keying down, you know, a lot of megawatts with another radio on, especially if they have it hooked to an antenna like a ground plane and receiving. Those megawatts feed back into these radios and they blow up the front end. And that's what happened with this one. We had to replace a couple cans in the front end to get it going, and we found a few other things in it, but did a couple tricks to it after that, redone it, and as you can hear, it's ready to go. Receiving good, running good, no problems.
If you talking to me, man, wait till we get off that phone or let me know. Hey, Ray Squirrel, stick and most stick in the Great Lakes is gone. That Great Lakes station's loud, proud. Ray Squirrel knows.
We had it on for a couple hours, just letting it heat up, and no problems, no glitches with this one. And it's a talker too. We're gonna put it over to the dummy load here off the antenna, and we're on that one there. So it's keying under 3 watts and we're on peak watts. Audio. On a dummy load, putting peak watts in the corner on a 20 watt scale. These not too many radios out talk a Tram D201A. Alright, well, D201. A is just a 40 channel version of it. One of my favorite radios of all time. Probably the most complicated tube CB radio ever made. You know, a lot of stuff in there. You know, tube sideband, you know, it's going to be complicated. Especially the Tram D201 series, tube sideband all in one box. But if you know the section by section, it's not hard or that hard if you know what the sections do by it. You know, I guess right quick, we'll do more on this later, but if you know what the sections do, that board there is the B board or the audio board. Got the let me turn it off before I stick my fingers in there, right? Got the Big Bad 6L6 audio final, 6GH8 audio driver, and then the preamps for the this one's transmit only, and then your receive audio comes in there, and both the receive and transmit audio go through these tubes. So got no audio, but you know, everything else seems to be working right. Is something on that board, right? This here is basically the BA board, the B board accessory board. That's why they come up with BA. The accessory board on the B board, BA, nest of low voltage power supply on it. The low voltage is 14.4 volts. It runs the transistor stuff, the synthesizer, the balance modulator board, and the crystal synthesizer board here. And it has a couple things for the B boards, a couple voltages, and it runs the relay. This relay is 110 volt. It runs the high voltage up to the relay up there, but also just the low voltage. So you got no low voltage, no 14.4 out. It's this little plug-in BA board right here. Also on the bottom of the B board here is the high voltage power supply. You can see them diodes in the corner, and then them big resistors there. They drop that high voltage down to the proper voltage. You got some high voltage caps here. So that's basically the B board. The balance modulator board basically runs SSB receive, a little bit of SSB receive, a whole bunch of SSB transmit, and part of AM transmit is what the balance modulator board. I believe you could take that out and run AM receive, because it's got nothing to do with AM receive, but everything else, the SSB and the AM transmit, it does have stuff to do with. And then, you know, your transmit driver tube, transmit final tube, big bad 6L6. You just can't beat them 6L6 driver or audio tube and the 6L6 final tube. Crystal synthesizer board, whether it's the 23 channel here that's in this way, and the 40 channel is actually goes along this way, and it's really long, and it is across here. Either way, with these radios, the D201, all the crystal synthesizer does is put out 20 megahertz. On this one, it's out of this RCA jack right here. It puts out 20 megahertz, something like 20 megahertz point, like let's say 10 for channel 1 and 40 for channel 40. That's not the right frequencies, but just, you know, trying to give you a general idea of what it does. It puts out about 1 volt of 20 megahertz at the correct channel. That's all that does. So you could put a scope or a counter on there, and if you got 20 megahertz out of there, you're probably good. And then over here is your receive board. Lots of stuff going on with it. It is fairly complicated for a receiver. Both your all your AM and some of your SSB receive goes through this board. And then toward the end of the receive board, you got your AA board. This is the A board, and the auxiliary A board, the AA board. And this takes the receive and basically change the RF in the audio, and then it sends the audio part of it over here to the audio board. So that's the basics. Relays, 110 volt relay, hard to come by. Some of the ones that I keep or modify myself, I change over to 24 volt relays and put in a 24 volt power supply. Nomad has a heavy duty BA board that he sells that is heavy enough to run a low voltage relay there, but you have to either get the Nomad board or modem if you want to run anything other than that 110 relay that's hard to get. And here is the transmit board. It's basically the output network, some filtering, and then your metering is on that board. This blue cap here is normally an orange drop, 1000 volt orange drop, and from the factory that 1000 volt is fine. But if you turn up the audio in this radio, and definitely if you up the watts on it, you can add switches on it and up the watts on it, it'll run over 1000 volts on that blocking cap right there, and that cap is short, and then you got problems because you're going to have the high voltage on the radio going out through your coax. And on these, I always replace that with at least a 1500 or 2000 volt, depending on what I can get. That's pretty important if you're going to modify or redo one of these radios, is to replace that 1000 volt cap. It's just not enough voltage rating for it. So simply, you know, that's it for this one. Always recap them. This customer that put in new caps there, and it put in most of the electrolytics already, changed a lot of resistors. And again, the problem with this one is he had blew out a few of the front end coils on it. So replaced that, a few more parts, got it going, working good. A nice example of a Tram D201. All right, that's it. Bye.